Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and some more Hail Caesar faction reviews here as we're working our way to the end. Today we're taking a look at the Seljuk Turks, which if you like a cavalry heavy force, this will be the one for you. So let's jump right in. This is covering roughly 11th through 13th centuries AD. So we've got, again, a minimum requirement of 3/4 of the army being cavalry, which we could if wanting to take all the way to 100%. Now, of the cavalry, half of it has to be what's called Turkoman light cavalry. We'll see that below. Infantry could be up to 1/4 if we want, excluding skirmishers, of course. And then we have our fairly typical division and skirmisher rules here. So let's jump right in. It's not an extensive list, but it has a lot of cool stuff going on. Now, we are blessed with just some bog standard heavy cavalry, but they're also very good. And it's another one of those sort of toolbox units because they also have solid ranged attacks. Askari heavy cavalry armed with spears and bows, 32 points a pop, just plain standard there. Gives us the heavy cavalry stat line, but also short of 3 and long at 2. Then, if we wanted to give extra to give them lances and bows, which it's like I guess we're just replacing the spear. I don't know why they necessarily need to say the and bows part, but I guess to make it clear that we're not replacing the bow there. But for 3 more points, we get lances, which definitely add to some offensive firepower there, although obviously making them more expensive. Now, 1 unit, and again, since we can only take the one for that last upgrade, usually worth it if you can just afford that extra point, but we can basically make them fierce fighters, which is a very nasty unit that can do everything. We then also get cataphract cavalry, which is something. Agulani cavalry, cataphract cavalry with bows, just 1 unit, but again, kind of an interesting spot with these guys. They're 33 points. They punch a little bit lighter at kind of like medium cavalry as far as clash and sustain, so 8 and 5. But they're 3s on short and long, so it's and they still have the heavy cavalry save of 4 up. And then the marksman special rule. So just a very interesting, unique unit. We only get the one. Definitely a take just for everything they can do. Really great ranged, but they can definitely scrap it up in combat as well. Then we get Seljuk light cavalry armed with spears and javelins and bows. Again, more toolbox units here. They get feigned flight for 21 points. No other real restrictions here. Light cavalry stat line, of course, so these guys aren't wanting to mix it up too much into combat. But again, just more ranged, right? So everything we've had so far has the ranged ability, so it's a nasty army. Then we get that aforementioned Turkoman light cavalry, which is going to be the bulk of our forces. Spears and or javelins and bows. And then here's small units again. 1 point cheaper than the above, but we get fierce fighters. So again, you're going to have most of these, or the most of the army is going to be these units. So they're going to have to mix it up a little bit, but you definitely want to choose your combats wisely because light cavalry isn't necessarily going to last all that long, of course. But again, when you can soften the enemy up with just the copious amounts of missile fire that you have available to you, that hopefully you'll be able to charge in, punch, and break a lot of units on the charge. And then, last but not least here, as far as the cavalry, actually, we do have more cavalry. Sorry, reading ahead too much. Syrian levy medium cavalry. We've never had one of those. So levy and medium cavalry with spears. So if you just want a cheap medium cavalry option for 24 points, you have that too. No range on these guys. They don't need it. They're just more a bit of a cannon fodder, if we can say that, for light cavalry. Then finally, a weird sort of one-of unit again. We can take Frankish, Byzantine, or even Armenian mercenary heavy cavalry with lances. Another potent punching unit there. Just the one, no ranged, but it's another heavy cavalry, so we get access to 9 on the clash. 33 points for those guys. Now we finally get into the infantry if we did want to take them. Not too much special stuff going on here, but we do have, again, access to some solid units. We have Arab, Kurd, or Turk medium infantry, Adath, with spear and or javelins, and we could make them levy if we want. Fairly cheap, but again, just good solid medium infantry. We have a light infantry option there with spears and or javelins. Up to you if you want to take them. We do have the infantry archers with bows as a normal unit, and we could arm up to half of them with crossbows if we wanted to. So there we have some full-sized ranged as far as infantry goes, so that'd definitely be worth taking. Again, just more and more missiles to pour onto the enemy. Then we get our basic skirmisher package here. Javelins as small units and with bows as small units, so again, more long range, 11 and 12 points respectively, and all that's wrapped up with leadership 8. So all in all, a potent list, fast moving, because we're definitely going to be cavalry heavy no matter what. I think it is worth dipping into the infantry a little bit, just if nothing else, for some of the skirmishers and the bows. Again, just to pour as much firepower onto the enemy as possible, and then just get off devastating charges with your various forms of cavalry. Potent for sure, in the right hands, and leadership 8 is plenty. Let us know, guys, if you've fielded Seljuk Turks and Hail Caesar, how that's gone for you, and what you've had success against and maybe struggled against. So hit us up in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have more Hail Caesar for you guys soon as we get closer and closer to Epic Hail Caesar releasing later this summer. Thanks for watching.